Today we're going to talk about Pickering. We'll have a look at what happened in January 2022. We'll compare that with what happened a year ago, and we'll have a look at December as well. So we'll start with the numbers. So new listings coming to market, pardon me, was 157 in December 21 across all home types. We had 88 sales through the month, and the active listings, what carried over into December, essentially what didn't sell, which carried over into February 21, were 87. December 21, we had 79 new listings come to market, 92 sales. So yes, there was more sales than actually new listings came out. 22 active listings are what carried over into January 2022. New listings in January 22 was 116, 83 sales, and 48 active listings, which moved into February. In terms of the money, $980,000 was the average sale price across all home types in Pickering in January 21. That is inclusive of condos, semis, towns, links, detached condo townhouses, absolutely everything. $1,037,000 in December 2021, currently trending at $1,273,000 in January 22 across all home types in Pickering. Sales to new listings ratio, it is also known as the absorption rate. It tells us out of the homes coming on the market each month, what is the percentage of them that are actually selling. So we calculate that by sales divided by new listings. So it's not taking into account any older languishing inventory that's carrying over. So if we look at January 21, 56.1% of the homes that came on the market sold. December 21, we had 116.5% of the houses that came on the market sold, or stated another way, the market sold 16.5% more homes than actually came on the market. And where those extra sales come from are these active listings here. January 22, 71.6% of the homes that came on the market sold. Now, if you want to know what is a buyer's market, what is a seller's market, typically when you're between 0 and 50%, that would be indicative of a buyer's market. So it tells us that there is more supply than there is demand. When you're between 50 and 60%, so still kind of in that range, right? That tells us that there's enough supply to meet the demand. That's what we would call a balanced market. And then when you start getting over 60% to 100% and beyond, pardon me, that is indicative of what we would call a seller's market, where there is more demand than there is supply. And if we look at months of inventory remaining is calculated by looking at active listings divided by sales. So we're not taking any new listing inventory into account with that. So if we look at a year ago, what it actually means is months of inventory remaining means that if no other homes came on the market after today at the current rate of buying or the current rate of consumption, how long would it take to completely deplete the inventory? So we had a month of inventory remaining in January, 0.2 in December, so very, very low, like literally that gives you half a week of inventory, right? 0.6 in January. So we've, in January 22, so we've popped that back up a bit. And again, you're seeing it through the numbers, right? I mean, again, look over here, you had 116% absorption rate here with very, very low inventory. So again, 79 sales, 79 new listings, 92 sales. Over here, you have many more new listings coming out, and the sales actually declined just a slight bit. Now, these numbers are generally always opposing to each other, right? So as you see inventory levels go down, you're going to see absorption rate go up. And as you see inventory levels rise, you're going to see absorption rate go down. Sale price to list price ratio a year ago in Pickering, 106.6% of asking. Homes selling at 117.8% in December, currently trending at 124.9 in January 22. Now, I always suggest, taking these numbers and these numbers with a grain of salt. When you're talking about sale price to list price ratio, and I've talked about this in other videos, there has been a trend towards not even just, pricing a home for aggressive bidding in the last year, but it's been, deeply, undervaluing the home. When putting it on the market. So for an example, a house that is listed at $699 but it's going to sell at $1 million or more. So it's been more towards the intentional underpricing of homes to get more eyes on it, to cultivate those multiple offers. So I always say, and I've said this in other videos, these numbers can oftentimes be a little bit overstated to where the market would actually be. again, this is the trend where the market has been, and I'm just reporting the news. So days on market to get a home sold a year ago was 13, 9 in December, currently trending at 5. So, pardon me. So when you're looking at 5 days on market and you have more inventory coming out, you have your absorption rate going down, this would indicate to me that the vast majority of those sales are actually coming from the new listings that have come on the market. If we were seeing it in a different scenario, and I've explained it in other videos, where you have very low inventory, you have an absorption rate that's actually climbing, but your days on market count is going up, it typically tells us that buyers have had to circle back to this active listing inventory. So I wouldn't suggest that in this case. It's a fairly free-flowing market in terms of new listings versus sales. So most of those new sales are happening from those new listings. Any questions about any of this information, feel free to reach out to me. Glad to be of help. And if you have any questions on how this information would pertain to your house, or you're thinking about making a change in 2022, I would love to hear from you.